Hey guys, we're back up in Leavenworth, Washington, continuing progress on the cabin. We are going to be wrapping up some exterior framing projects before we transition into siding and decking. Another detail we are working on wrapping up are these eyebrow roofs. They serve two key functions. The first one being the architectural aesthetic, creating some warmth and breaking up these tall walls. And the more important is the function. With the heavy snow load out here, these eyebrow roofs buy me about 3 feet of coverage, so when you open up your door, you're not walking into 3 feet of snow. Here's a quick little mock-up of the siding. It's a 5-inch shiplap Sosujiban Japanese cypress from Nakamoto Forestry. It creates a beautiful contrast with the exposed fir and will last a lifetime. One of our current framing projects is completing these stairs for the deck. I decided to clip the corner to create a 45-degree angle to allow the approach from down below to be a little bit more consistent, as well as create a little bit more of a grandiose look and allow the stairs to roll around the corner for multiple points of entry. More commonly than not, the footings are poured without consideration for the rise and run of the stair stringers, and you're left to create a semi-janky stair stringer to accommodate. Before we got into framing the stair stringers, the first step we took was pouring the footing. A little bit of forethought on the footing goes a long way and makes the framing much more streamlined. What I did was get a rough elevation calculation, and then I determined the rise and run of the stairs that would be ideal, which ended up being 7¼ rise and 10-inch run. And what I did was I pre-cut a stringer, and I used the stringer to set the elevation for my footing. So we were able to pour the footing to the perfect elevation to allow our rise and run to be ideal. When it came time to frame, the pieces went in seamlessly. I wanted to point out a couple details with the stringers and footing. It's pretty important that you're capturing the back of the stringer with the footing. It's not uncommon to see people pour footings that just pick up the front of the stringer, and it puts a lot of load on the front of the stringer, and it oftentimes will crack following the grain. So you want to make sure that your footing is picking up the tail end of the stringer so all that weight is evenly distributed. The other thing that I did on this footing was we did a thickened edge underneath where the stringers land, so it's actually about 6 inches thick. There's a bunch of rebar, and we also added a little bit of waterproofing membrane underneath the stringer to keep them from wicking water up through the concrete. Since we were here last, a lot of progress has been made on the interior. The drywall's been complete. We did a level 5 smooth wall, and Tanner is now working on getting the paint installed. What's up, Tanner? After the paint is complete, we can get into trimming out the HRV system and the mini split. Stay tuned for a future episode.